Hello everybody, this is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
And this is Battle Report 126.
126.
And this is not a repeat of Battle Report 125.
But is it a replete?
A replete. Yeah. But it is the Orcs and Goblins versus the Vampire Covenant.
Yeah.
So I showed up for a game, talked to a friend of mine, said, hey, you want to play? I said, sure. Showed up for a game and he brought vampires.
Okay.
So, second game in a row versus vampires.
Same day?
No,
okay.
Different day.
All right. Same army, different day.
Same army list. Pause if you want to take a look at it. It's the whole idea is the Witch Doctor bounces around between the units of raiders and gets in range of all his spells. He is the Witch Doctor.
You have to get that old Witch Doctor song and start playing that.
Yep. Opponent was Vampire Covenant. Completely different list. This guy was the Nosferatu Count,
Yes.
who was their general. He was the master of occultism. He had arcane knowledge, which I believe gives him an additional 6-inch range. He has paired weapons, light armor, Destiny's Call, so 4 up armor, ward save, and the Talisman of the Void to help him channel.
Mm-hmm.
He has a Necromancer Adept of Alchemy with light armor and the Necromancer Staff, which I think is the Bound Arise.
I think so, yeah. I need to look at these guys. Now that they've changed the light armor on mages, I paid attention what you can do with Nosferatu now.
Well, what's kind of weird is you slap light armor on a guy and then you can give him that mithril armor to bring him down to armor 2.
Yeah.
On a mage.
Because not all mages have access to light armor.
Right.
Sylvan Elves come to mind. I was just curious what they did with these guys. So
okay.
Yeah, I never paid attention.
Yeah. 32 ghouls with a champion. 36 skeletons, hand weapon shield, full command, and a legion standard.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one where they get an extra bonus rank for combat res. 2 units of 2 great bats, not giant bats.
Yep. 2
altars of undeath, 2 Varkalax, your favorite monster.
Love me some Varkalax.
A unit
Don't
of
like
5,
the name, but I like them.
a unit of 5 and a unit of 6 wraiths,
mm-hmm.
and 6 vampire knights.
That's a lot of wraiths.
It is. 11 wraiths, vampire knights, Varkalax. Yeah.
They're 2 5s now?
What's that?
They're 2 5s now? They're Aegis saves?
2 5s.
2 versus mundane, 5 versus magical?
Who?
The wraiths?
Yes, the wraiths are.
Did they make them back down to 2? Yeah.
They are. They're back to being decent again. Mm-hmm. Spells, based on the fact he's immune to psychology, I didn't bother with the one... and there's nothing, despite this, there's nothing really scary in close combat except for the Vampire Knights, so the wheel turns didn't seem to be necessary. So Will-O-Wisp, Deceptive Glamour, Twisted Effigy, and Raven's Wing with the Hereditary Bring the Pain on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And my 3 Evil Eye.
Yep.
Bonuses, is that eviler for you? You were complaining about my last one, you didn't comment. Is that evil enough for you?
It is definitely looks more evil than your girlfriend's eye. Yeah.
So on the top left, he got 2 Varkalax and the Vampire Knights.
Uh-huh.
Moving across, there's one of the Altars of Undeath.
Yep.
A pair of Vampire Bats. Great Bats.
What would the bone look? That's kind of a neat look.
6 of the Wraiths. The one in the back is actually a Banshee, but he's calling it a Wraith.
Okay.
Another unit of giant bats behind a unit of ghouls.
The GW Hunchback models.
They are. Big unit of skeletons with his necromancer and his Nosferatu guy in there.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The other altar of undeath and a unit of 5 wraiths.
Okay.
Now the altars of undeath are the ones that can do d6 plus 3 strength equal to the turn number at a range of 18.
Right.
Or do a pulse. Everyone within 12 takes d6 strength turn number.
Right.
So, kind of odd. It's a decent mix.
So you'll be splatting him.
It's the idea, anyway. So, starting on the left, I guess, and starting on the right and working our way to the left. I've got my 2 hoppers on the hill, the Cave Gnashers.
Wait. First you have a keychain.
Keychain?
Yeah.
I wonder what that is.
It didn't require that much thinking. I was just making an observation.
Now that I'm looking at it, I'm trying to figure out what it is. Anyway, the Ed Bashers, the 2 units of Iron Orcs, Git launcher in the back, splatterer up top, in the middle. Moving further to the left, we've got another unit of Wolf Riders, another unit of Wolf Riders, and a third unit of Wolf Riders.
Mm-hmm.
So
all in different formation. Oh,
only
the one because the characters in it. I see.
Correct. They're all three the same. One's got a character in it. Now, the one in here, the one in the middle has all kinds of swords and stuff. They don't have spears, light lances.
Light lances.
They are.
But they have the silver tray.
They've got the silver tray to make them feel special.
Yeah, and you've spread out your green bases and your black bases just to make it look that much more.
Just to make it that much more worse to
you.
Yeah. That's all taken care of by the way.
So you say. I'll find out when you come back with photos.
So on Vanguard, I moved up, and in terms of Varkalax have Vanguard. They both move forward a little bit. At least I restricted them to only a 6-inch move.
Yeah.
The downside of this move, of course, is I'm going to be trying to test a march with that unit up front on a 6 to get it out of their arc / range. That's definitely a downside to this.
Mm-hmm.
We did play the scenario with the 3 tokens in the center to pick up, and that's what we have for terrain. We've got a hill, a water feature, and a forest on his side. My side, I've got a forest and a hill, and there's an impassable to the far right.
Okay.
And I think just off the bottom of the screen. Over in behind the Ed Bashers is where the Git launcher is.
Okay.
Because I placed my 2 pieces of artillery up far enough. He actually dropped first. With the intention of going last. So, kind of odd. I see that every once in a while. It just kind of surprises me when I see it. So when I was placing my artillery, I was able to place my 2 splatterers where you see them. They're both within 30 of that altar up there on the top right.
We didn't go through the terrain, did we?
We did. I just did.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I was daydreaming.
You were. I don't know what about. Anyway, turn 1.
Silver trays.
Silver trays. Well, of course, the wolves on the far left did fail their march test, and they could only back up 9 inches. Everyone else got away from the Varkalax. Wolf Riders versus Varkalax is not a good combat.
Oh, you didn't run through them? Get to the other side?
The unit couldn't make it here, the one that was in the middle. The one on the left failed its march test and couldn't get through them.
Okay.
Couldn't get out of arc of the guys in the back, the Vampire Knights. And that's
you're both mounted troops. How bad could that have been?
Yeah, that's a good point. And I've got more than he does.
Exactly, outnumber him.
He's got more wounds than me, though. Everyone else came forward, and on the far right, the 2 Nashers hopped down and behind the impassable terrain. They're kind of hiding because he does have a couple of magic missile spells.
Yep.
That's the other reason the mage down here on the far left is he's out of magic missile range.
Right.
Both his magic missile spells.
Okay.
Because one of them has alchemy and has like molten copper or something weird. Anyway.
That's always nice.
So that's where that goes. I did get the Twisted Effigy up on this unit, which has just fantastic spell. It's got a 36-inch range.
Yep.
Actually, it's terrible. Boosted? It's terrible. It does not need an adjustment. It's a terrible spell. Anyway, I did the boosted version because he doesn't have any shooting, so I did the boosted version. So now both his casters are going to be -2 to cast.
Okay.
And I've got the crystal ball focused in on his Nosferatu guy. So his Nosferatu guy is effectively at kind of a -3 to cast right now.
That's a wonderful thing.
So anyway, not making him happy. I did get a Deceptive Glamour off on the front guy. It was the only other thing within range to cast at. Which gave me 2 speed bumps to the Iron Orcs on the left.
Yep.
Again, I mentioned it before. This unit is now movement 6, and he's got to be careful because I can call the war cry, and go up to movement 7 swift stride with this unit.
Yep.
That's a really good deterrent.
Can be.
The Varkalak charged, so I fled. Got to here.
Missed it by that much.
It was pretty far away. I made sure of that when I was moving them back. And that's the Varkalak in the back that charged me.
Okay.
Luckily, the other one, when I did run back far enough so he couldn't double charge me and get rid of me.
Okay.
The other one was just marched forward. The one you see close to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Vampire Knights come down off the hill and park on the token so they can pick it up next turn. And the rest of his army, he kind of comes forward a little bit with the altar over here in the water. The rest of the army kind of sits back where it is.
Using his ghost step.
Using, what's that?
Using his ghost step.
Yes, so he's not taking any problems with terrain at all. And that was pretty much it. Moving on to turn 2. Oh, he did raise a unit of zombies in the back of his army. Now he can use them. I thought he was going to use this as his occultism battery, So, anyway, I let it go. I think I let it go, and maybe I tried to say anyway. Nothing, but you can see nothing really happened of consequence on that turn. Going into turn 2, you can see the Wolf Riders have pulled back even further.
So they rallied.
No, the other one's on the left.
Okay.
I don't know if I took a picture of it or not. The other one's on the left that fled, did not rally and continued off the board.
Oh, okay.
But both the other 2 units pulled back to get back within my bubble because the Vampire Knights are up there and threatening.
Yep. With their big token.
On the far right, you can see both my Nasher heroes have come forward. The one here by the impassable terrain and the Ed Bashers, there's not enough space in between the impassable terrain and the Ed Bashers to get that unit of wraiths in there on him. So I felt okay about that one. Unfortunately, I wasn't careful on the other one, and I thought I was out of his arc. Always take the time to measure those, by the way.
Yeah.
Cast a couple spells. You can see I've got the Will-O-Wisp spell off on his close Varkalak, which is going to give him 2d6 random movement. And then I forget what the other spell I cast was. Don't see it out there. So I think it was a Raven's Wing to move something.
Okay.
And both the Evil Eyes I placed on his Knights. Yep. His Knights, interestingly enough, now since they picked up. So if they pick up the token on his turn, they can no longer march.
Right.
And they're going to be -2 movement.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring them down to movement 6. So I like that idea.
Are they 8s?
They are. I think they're 8s. I think they're base 8s.
Oh, for some reason I thought they were 7.
If they're 7s, it's even better because now they're down to 5. So there you have that. He does pick up the token, comes forward a little bit. Wraiths come through the water, get closer.
Yep.
And because he's now closer, he's starting to be a little bit more concerned. So his bats have come up and chaffed my Iron Orcs.
Yep.
Because he is within charge range, especially with the Warcry. There you go. There's a better shot of that. And off to the left, he made a 8-inch charge into my Nasher over on the far right.
Okay.
With his Wraiths. He was like a half inch in. With the arc, I just wasn't careful enough and didn't. I just eyeballed it, which is a mistake. So there you go. And he's also bailed his 2 casters have bailed out of the skeleton unit, and now they are back in the zombies.
Okay.
He's turned that unit into a bunker.
So he blasted your other Asher.
And he was within 18 with the altar, so it knocked down my guy. He did 3 wounds to it, and I couldn't make a single save. So, he'd have 5 up armor saved versus it or something, and didn't make any of them. It happens. Over here, on the other hand, he only did a single wound to me.
Wow.
I killed one of him. So
you do not have a magic weapon, right?
This guy does not. He charged the one without. The other guy's the one with the cleansing fire.
Yeah.
But I did stick, and we stuck around here. So, my turn. He thought he was clever chaffing me up here with his bats.
This is how we know that you missed a photo?
Well, I went back and pulled his last turn photo, a duplicate photo.
Yes.
So on my turn, he's chaffed up this one unit of Iron Orcs.
Right.
But he left this open, and that's not that much further than the other one. So.
Yep, and the way charge works.
And.
Not a problem.
The charge works.
Okay.
So the charge worked there. The Iron Orcs in the center had to go took the bait and went in and killed the chaff. Got to get rid of it, or
right.
I'm going to be dealing with it every turn.
Yep.
Wolf Riders, one unit of Wolf Riders come over here to deal with chaff, to do their chaff duty.
And you squeeze them in to make sure that Varkalak couldn't get to you.
Correct. And you notice I've got the charge arc down, and I'm checking this time.
Yeah, I see that.
I learned my lesson.
At least for this turn.
At least for now.
Yeah,
that's true.
Oh, you got a big token.
And that's what I did. I had I Ravens winged that Iron Orc unit. The Ed Basher unit last turn. I Ravens winged it over to where it is,
so you could get the token.
So I could get the token on the beginning of this turn.
Okay.
And it does not slow them down because they do have the 3 full ranks.
Yep. At least so far.
Yeah, at this point, and it also does double duty of getting the Ed Bashers further to the right. I don't. The one thing I cannot afford is that unit of ghouls to get on the Ed Bashers.
Yeah.
It's just too many strength 3 attacks, and I've only got a 5-up armor.
With lots of poison.
He's only poisoning on 6, not like the other guy. But the other thing the ghouls really have that's nice now is they have, if they cause a wound this round, they have hatred next round.
Yeah.
Which is, they re-roll to hit next round. So anyway, there's a closer look at the way that worked out. Over there, what do we got going on?
Don't know.
A lot of pictures. Oh, and I got the Will-O-Wisp. I had a fantastic magic spell phase.
It seems a skeleton is telling you Will-O-Wisp.
It is. I put a Will-O-Wisp so they have random movement. And then I put the Deceptive Glamour on the ghouls. They're -2 initiative and weapon skill.
Right.
And still managed to get off the Twisted Effigy with the -2 to cast on the unit, his bunker.
Wow. So was he just trying to min-max the die rolls?
He was. He was trying to stop a few things and ended up stopping nothing.
Yeah.
Because if I think I'm correct, I think my mage was also able to get off. Well, maybe he's within 18. Anyway, I don't know if I got Ravens.
I see a lot of people do that. They are hoping they can roll high,
right?
And they don't put enough dice behind things, and they keep doing that. And before you know it, nothing's been stopped.
Yeah. Start looking around. So
you really got to think about what you're willing to accept and concentrate your dispel die.
So you can see off on the right, he's killed off my Nasher hero, my second one, and didn't take any. Of course, didn't take anything back. He's got a 2-up save versus anything I can do to him. Over there, Matt, I've actually doubled up the Evil Eye on his altar on the top right.
You wiped out those bats, I see.
And the Iron Orcs have crushed the bats, and the other Iron Orcs have crushed his...
they're all gone?
The Karnray, his wraiths. You can't see them. The ones in the water, they're dead. And I've just turned my rear to the Vampire Knights because he can't get past my Wolf Riders.
Right. Oh, you're facing that way, yes.
I'm facing the center of the board.
Yeah. Okay.
Where, there's tons of stuff over there to go munch.
Right.
So I'm real thrilled with the positioning right now at the moment. So there you have that going into his turn 3. And you can see his Varkalak really has nowhere to go. And oddly, the one in the back has line of sight to my Wolf Riders, but his line of sight goes through his other Varkalak.
So he can't see him.
He cannot see me.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
Did you plan for that, or just worked out that way?
I did. It just worked out that way.
Okay.
I thought I was going to have to take that one, but when I did the checking earlier, when I put him up there, that's the way it was. So, also, he's down to... he has 6. My shooting picks off a Vampire Knight with the Git launcher.
Yeah, that's what it's good for.
They're really good at shooting those. Other than that, I've been shooting at that altar up in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I've hit it 3 times. I did 1 wound to it, and I've rolled 2 ones to wound twice.
Okay.
He's not had to make a ward save yet. He failed his ward save against the 1 wound I did.
Okay.
The Splatterer is doing a D3.
Right.
That's it. They're clipped wings, so if you're flying, they do 3+1. But
no, they're better against the Knights.
They're not good. And I've been real tempted. You can see his bunker back there consists of, I think, six zombies and 2 characters.
Right.
I've been real tempted to drop a rock on it and then just try, or hit the get launcher at them and then knock them down under 5 so I could target characters.
Yeah,
but I just need to get other stuff done.
Right.
So,
okay, so this is his turn, so he's done a double charge.
So his turn, he did the double charge of the guys in the water, the Iron Orcs there. The ghouls came into my front, and the other guy came into my flank. And
the Knights charged into your...
Knights, go get that.
You outnumber them almost 2-1. You should be fine.
I do, 7-5. It's not 2-1. It's 7-5. I don't know where your math came from.
I said almost 2-1.
That's not even almost. Anyway.
1.5, you rounded up. It's almost.
Okay. Moving on. Varkalak has to swing around and do chaff duty to the Iron Orcs.
Okay.
To keep them off the Vampire Knights. Because, he's going to crush my Wolf Riders, but that's not great. The other Varkalak circles around and gets to where it can do a lot of things from that position. If you notice, remember those skeleton units that had the Will-O-Wisp on it?
Yes.
Well, he decided to come forward and rolled a 12.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I can't wheel past him to get to the altar with the head bashers. I can't wheel through the other side and get to the ghouls if I need him in the ghoul fight. It's just annoying. And he's right there in front of me.
Yeah.
I can't do anything about it.
Well, it just means you can charge him.
I don't want to charge him.
Your orcs, you always want to charge.
No, you don't understand. Shields. I need 4s to hit him. I'll be there forever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Always with the negative waves, Mario.
Yeah, that's what it is. So anyway. So there you have that. Double charged. You can see the bats coming up behind him.
Yep.
Ready for chaff. So he kills 3, 6, 7 of me. And I destroy him.
There's a lot of guys missing.
The thing is, he's actually defensive weapon skill 0 at the moment.
Okay.
Because I think they're 2 base and they're -2. So, I'm hitting him on 2s.
Right.
So I actually only went. I think I went Choppa and Shield even. Didn't even bother with double Choppa, and just crushed this unit. Put the minimum required attacks to the thing on my flank and just let it crumble.
Right.
It's the same problem vampires have with sending anything in with a core unit.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
You have to be careful because they're going to crumble it.
Yeah, I've seen many people lose many a vampire dragon that way.
One of our friends is famous for losing them that way.
It's like, oh no.
Yeah, that's just bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was just a brutal fight for him, and only to kill 7 Iron Orcs, or 7 or 8, somewhere around there. Not many. I mean, it's a good number compared to my unit, but nothing compared to what he lost in that one.
Right.
So we have that, and that was on his charge,
right,
which makes it even worse. So we go into my turn 4. That's what we look like. And the Iron Orcs in the center have just said, okay, well, if it's going to be chaff, I've got to take it. Wolf Riders on the bottom do their chaff duty to take care of the other Varkalak.
Couldn't get to the Knights.
I wasn't worried about them.
Okay. Doesn't the Varkalak fly?
No, Varkalaks do not fly. My mage came over here, checked the arc, make sure he's out of arc of this guy.
Yeah.
So he's safe where he is for the moment. He's also within 12 of the general, the BSB. Sorry, not the general.
Right.
Once I kill this, they can hit me in the front if they want to.
Yeah.
That does not worry me one bit. The orc head bashers over here did not charge. There we go. And as a matter of fact, what did we do? Oh, and then the Wolf Riders fired and put a wound on the Varkalak.
Okay.
Just to really irritate it. Artillery, I hit it with a splatterer and a Git launcher and killed 1.5 more.
That helps.
Everything helps with that unit. Did a Raven's Wing on my unit of Ed Bashers and moved them off to the left. To get further away from the Wraiths over there on the top right.
Okay. And
closer to this token in the center if I need to do something with that. Recast the Deceptive Glamour on the Ghouls, which he was not that concerned about because figured they were dead as it was in a way. Whether they were weapon skill 2 or 4 or 0 defensively. And what else? Double debuffed the movement on the bats to hopefully they'll fail a march test and not get where they need to go is what I'm hoping for. I mean, it's really nothing. It's really not going to affect anything else from this position.
Right.
So there you have that. All right. So at the end of the combat, the Iron Orcs end up crushing the remnants of the Ghouls
and draw a large circle
and drew a circle of death around them. So this was my biggest mistake of this game, in my opinion.
Okay.
After the combat, I turned back in to face the
Knights,
the Vampire Knights, and the more I thought about it, I should have just faced away and let him hit me in the rear. He's only got 3, and I was like, okay, well maybe he grows back another 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And then hits me in the rear, and that's 10 attacks. But I did not take into consideration I'm stubborn with the character in there.
Yeah.
And the other Iron Orcs, they're going to get chaffed for a turn. But I was concerned about him hitting me in the rear and being able to get to me and knock my stubborn down. But they can't. I should have looked at the odds a little bit more and figured that out earlier.
Right.
Unfortunately, I didn't figure it out until I already made the move and gone on. So anyway, they turned back around towards the center of the board, and the Vampire Bats Great Bats did make their march test, flew over and did their chaff duties.
Right.
Which also let him bring his mage and his mage bunker forward.
Yep. You
can see the Altar of Undeath coming forward as well. Altar of whatever that is.
And he charged with his...
And his hand weapon and shield
his,
skeletons came in.
Yeah.
Yep. There we go. And the Varkalak has charged my...
He opted not to go into your Black Orcs, your Iron Orcs.
Yeah, which was a good choice.
Yeah, looks like he grew a guy back.
And grew a guy back.
And he charged into your Wolf Riders.
Yeah, the Varkalak charged the Wolf Riders. Just to be irritating, because I've been leaving cards on his units the whole game. He made me flammable.
There you go.
Not. It means nothing because he's got no flaming attacks.
Yeah.
But Varkalak crushed my Wolf Riders, rolled on through, came close to my War Machines.
Yep.
And we're going into turn 5, and you can see his wraiths making his way around.
Yeah.
They cannot march.
Right.
So they're just slowly making. I think they tried to charge and failed.
Yeah, it's tough to have those guys on the flank.
Yeah, it's hard to get them back into the bubble when you need to. So this was after the round of combat. He's left them out here just to taunt me, I think. I think there's only 4 dead skeletons.
Okay.
From my orcs.
Right.
4.
Yeah.
Just want to point out that number's 4.
I should roll better.
I actually lost that combat.
Yeah.
I think it might be 5, but anyway. It was terrible. Not thrilled. Anyway, moving on.
At least you can't bait Frenzy out anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is a good point. I'm not feral, but
yeah,
whatever. So elsewhere, my turn. The Iron Orcs in the middle have charged the giant bats. The Iron Orcs up top have just moved forward.
You turned around. Looks like you lost a few guys.
They turned around. He's been zapping me.
Yeah, okay.
With all his spells. All his missile spells have been thumping into me. Actually, I think this turn he did the pulse with this one because it's turn. I think it was turn 4 for him.
Okay.
So he did the pulse and hit all 3 units of mine because it even gets guys in combat. So there you have that. You can see the goblin mage just hiding around the corner. I mean, the woods really don't give him any protection, but he is out of their arc.
Yep. And you're out of Wolf Riders.
And I'm out of Wolf Riders to go hide with. The Iron Orcs now have finished off the last piece of chaff, and the Vampire Knights are now feeling very vulnerable with -2 to move on their unit.
You kept them facing that way?
Yeah, because his idea is to kind of get past me.
No,
so,
I meant the Iron Orcs. When you finish off the chaff, you're facing this way.
After the chaff, correct, because I want the Vampire Knights.
Yeah.
I really want them dead.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of points.
It's good to want things.
It's good to want things. So he attempted to with that unit. He attempted to the only way out of it for him was to charge the War Machine. Tried to charge in the War Machine and failed.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
He could only move 6.
Right.
So he was kind of trapped anyway. I actually thought he would have dropped the thing and just go for his march move and get out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
But thankfully he did not. I put the random move spell on the Varkalak. It's not going to help. He was only 4 inches away from my War Machine, so he was probably going to get to it anyway. But this way it'll slow down his overrun a little bit.
He might roll bad and it'll slow down his overrun,
And he could have rolled a 1 and a 2 and not made it. So, I was kind of out of options and something else. I did do a up top, which I forgot to mention also. I'd done a Raven's Wing on the Iron Orcs up top, who dodged past the altar, got out of its charge arc, did the sweeping attack on it, which did nothing, and got right in the face of the zombies. On his turn, he just shifted the zombies to the right, which this is his turn. He shifted the zombies to the right. The wraiths came in to assist the orcs. The skeletons in the orc fight in the center.
Okay. Where's his characters now?
His characters are both still in that
the zombies?
Zombie bunker, sitting in front of the Iron Orcs.
Okay.
I think this is the round he did it. Yes. You can't see him because he's hiding behind my banner. Right here, his Nosferatu vampire has charged out and is right here in front of these 2 models.
Oh, okay.
He thinks that's his best bet was to come in there.
He charged in, or he charged in? Or he's chaffing you?
He charged in because he couldn't get away.
Okay.
The other option he would have had, which I thought he would have taken, but I still have all 3 pieces of my artillery up. So
one's fighting,
the other option was to split and just leave the unit.
Yeah.
But again, I have all 3 pieces of my artillery.
Well, one's fighting, isn't it?
What's that?
One is fighting, isn't it?
One's fighting now.
Yeah.
Instead of charging me, both his characters could have left the zombies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is he could have,
and tried to protect them that way.
Right.
But anyway, my BSB is in this unit, and earlier he's taken 2 wounds.
And you can't see through his altar, so.
Oh, to shoot with him? Yeah, correct. He can use it to block if he had to. Anyway,
okay.
I do have my BSB sitting on one wound left.
Yeah.
But that turn I gave him a champion. It's turn 6.
Okay.
My turn. I guess that's the bottom of turn 6.
Looks like he made it through
Or did I place that out of order? Anyway, he made it through and then overran, did not make it to the second one, had to charge it on turn 6. This must be the bottom of 5. I think that... Something's weird.
Okay, well...
Anyway, the Iron Orcs I expanded wide enough to pick up that marker if they had to. They are supposed to be touching. I don't know how it got bumped.
Okay. And he did
his Altar of Undeath came in to help in the orc fight.
Yep.
Ed Basher fight.
So he's losing skeletons along the way.
He is, but not a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere near what he should. Another round of combat, and he killed a couple more of my Iron Orcs.
And you've reformed?
I reformed down to get more attacks on his vampire, because I put a wound on him last turn.
Okay.
So, squeeze down to get some more attacks in on him. And between all this, they've eliminated my Ed Bashers.
Yep.
But on the
happened.
bottom of turn 6, this was on the bottom of turn 6.
Okay.
On the bottom of turn 6, he eliminated my Ed Bashers, but in this combat, I accepted the challenge. I accepted his challenge with my BSB. Moved over, used his 4-up ward save with my Panda Protection Pension, and saved the 2 wounds he did to my BSB, and then managed to do 2 wounds back and killed his vampire general.
Lord. Okay.
So then he starts taking his crumble tests, and that's his general laying dead over here, I think.
Okay.
Takes his crumble test and loses the Altar of Undeath as well.
His mage is dead too.
He thought he had to take a crumble test.
Oh, okay.
So he tested with him and killed him over.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But it turns out he doesn't have to take that test.
He lost a wraith. The token that you guys were holding, where's that?
It's gone. It's moved over here. It's like 3 inches away.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. You can't. He doesn't have a turn to pick it up.
Yeah, yeah.
When I die,
you drop it when you die, right?
I do. I'm not sure why he wasn't able to pick it up.
And he didn't chase you or anything?
I'm not sure why he didn't pick it up, now that I'm thinking about it. Or maybe he did. Maybe he did, because the Iron Orcs grabbed the 1.
Okay.
The Iron Orcs you see down here on the bottom corner, they have that 1.
Okay.
And I think they have 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely what happened. But anyway, the crumble test, he lost. He lost the Altar of Undeath, nothing else. The Iron Orcs, you didn't see it, but they had moved down,
I'm gonna say they
smashed the Vampire Knights, and then when they reformed from that is when they went wide and got on the marker.
Okay.
So they could pick it up on turn 6.
Okay.
And up top, so I still have my BSBs alive with 2 Iron Orcs.
So you still have part of a unit?
I still have a half of the unit, and I still have my full points for my BSB.
Okay.
But, and my general's down here in this unit alive. So, characters are good. So I scored 2,990 points to his 2,137 for a 12-8 victory. He has a token and I have a token.
You both have 1 token each.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't have 2. Okay.
He picked
oh,
up
that's
that
the
one.
other one there.
Yeah, he picked up the 1, and the one in the center stayed.
Okay.
No one got it.
All right. So hey, you're 1-1 versus Vampire Covenant.
I am 1-1 versus Vampire Covenant. And this is an army I fear. This is the army that, like I said, I think I'm vulnerable to. So I actually think that's okay so far, except the total points I'm way off. The other guy did smash me.
Yes, he did.
But anyway, so that's it. Thanks for listening.
Till next time.